Hey, one time for your mind, it's your man Mastermind. Welcome to another edition of the Indie Show, all things indie. Tell you folks to start tapping in now. We have a great show for you today. All right, great charismatic, super tall, independent wrestler by the name of Big Trouble. Ben Bishop is our guest today, but you already know that because you tapped in with us on the Twitters and the Facebooks and all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, you know what it is. JS1, it's time for One Time for Your Mind.
One time for your mind.
All right, folks, look, it's One Time for Your Mind. And in One Time for Your Mind, this is where I just like to get stuff off my head real quick. All right. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about wrestling, or as I grew up saying, wrestling. I grew up watching Mid-South back in the day. Mid-South was my thing. All right. Junkyard Dog, Kamala, the Ugandan warrior, all that stuff growing up in Arkansas. So I've always, as a young age, I love wrestling. From Mid-South, I messed around and started watching WWF. All right. I would see some of the same folks from Mid-South on WWF. And then from there, when I started aging out of WWF, because it was time, I went with WCW. All right. And so from WCW, I end up going finally, I moved on. I kind of went back to WWE at the time, but it just wasn't doing it for me until I found AEW. AEW spoke to me, All Elite Wrestling, right? Because of AEW, I started to appreciate independent wrestlers. All right. I started to appreciate independent wrestlers, and there was this one independent wrestler on there that I saw. He was only there for a short time, but he made a big impression on me. That's tonight's guest. And because of that dude, I went to my first independent wrestling event. The first time going to an independent wrestling event, it was because of this dude right here. You see him, Big Ben Bishop, all right? Big Trouble Ben Bishop. That dude right there has so much charisma. He was charismatic, man. That's the dude. I reached out to him. He said he wanted to be on the show. Today is that day. Big Trouble Ben Bishop is in the building tonight. We're going to talk about wrestling, a whole bunch of other stuff. My guy is 6'12". 6'12". I'm 6'4". So imagine us standing side by side. It's crazy. All right. With that said, JS1, I'm ready for this show. Play my theme music.
It's the Indie Show, home for all things indie with Mastermind and JS1 city to city. Coast to coast, they doing it Tuesday night, 8 p.m. GVClife.com, so tune in. Showcasing the hardest indie artists around. Spotlighting and hyping entrepreneurial style with a twist. Elevator, bitch. New phone, who this is Logic with the hit. Hashtag Mastermind Games next on the list. If you're feeling this chef kiss, no doubt throw a fist. Like, share, subscribe to this, we don't miss. This food for thought right here, come get a dish. It's the Indie Show, what y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show, it's the Indie Show, what y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show, it's the Indie Show, what y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show, it's the Indie Show, what y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show, now let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yo, I can just have that beat keep going. One time for your mind, two times to move your spine is the hip hop and show stopping, fat phone dropping, master of the wheels of steel. It's your man, Mastermind, and you are tuned in to number one show on Tuesday. This is Indie Show. all things indie. Hey, if you are new to the show, welcome, welcome, welcome. Look, man, the Indie Show is your new favorite podcast that's secretly a late night talk show. We spotlight entrepreneurs and people doing their indie thing and showcase independent musical talent. All right. Big shout out to Jake Hells in the building. He says the Indie Show. The only thing better than tacos on Tuesdays. I appreciate that. Look, this is not the type of podcast where you just sit around and talk all day. You know what I'm saying? No, no, no. See what I do. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of random games and questions thrown at our guests, right? For the whole time, we are secretly interviewing them and they don't know it. That's the secret to this. We're having fun and you don't know this is an interview the whole time, right? There is an interview section. There are so many different segments to this show and it's interactive. So if you're out there, be prepared. When I ask a question, you can answer it in the chat and we're going to put it in the chat. All right. So you too are a part of this show and we play a game where you can win some money. So if you want to try to win Mastermind's money tonight, go ahead and put your cash app in the chat and we're going to randomly choose someone to win some money. Big shout out to everybody that's watching on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. That is correct. All right, folks. It's time for our next segment. It's time for Hello Neighbor.
A beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
All right. And hello, neighbor. This is why I kick my shout to give y'all some updates about some stuff that's going on. So first and foremost, I got to say big shout outs to Heath Gunn, Jake Kells, Fame, Robert Beecham, Alfred Jones, Gloria Miller. I appreciate you guys representing with us. Real quick, I want to shout out to Kia Renee. She was one of my first co-hosts. She hit me up. She watched last week's show and she loved it. She sent me a voice message, and she basically was telling me how much she loved last week's show, and she's impressed by the caliber of guests what we keep getting on the Indie Show. Me too. I am pleasantly surprised by all the folks I'm able to book, especially tonight's guest. So it's going down in a major way. I appreciate that, Kia Renee. Also, Kia Renee secretly dropped a brand new music video. Didn't tell nobody. If you go to KiaRenee.com, you can see her brand new music video, or we just might play it on the after show. All right, let me see what else we got going on. Shout out to my guests. It's October. October 1st is the first of the month. Big shout out to my guests from last month, Real Reviews crew that includes Legacy Lingo, JS1, Iris, and Dad Panther. I appreciate you guys rocking with us. If you like movies and you want to get a review before you watch a movie, go to vvclife.com and check out the Real Reviews crew. All right. Shout out to Rail Myers and his daughter Ruby, the father-daughter singing duo. It's beautiful. James Nelson, aka Mr. Tubi, everyone's favorite actor. He was on the show. Spencer Simrel and Michael Simrel. I appreciate you guys. All right. Happy 100th birthday to President Jimmy Carter. Yes, he's still alive, and the man is 100 years old. So shout outs to him. I want to say congratulations to our former guest and friend of the Indie Show, Wonder, aka Ryan James. My guy just recently released his first, I don't know if his first, but his full-length album. Secretly released his album. And we have to, JS, we have to check that out. We might have to do a special show just checking out his full album. You down?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely down for that.
All right. Let me wrap this up. And just I'm going to take a moment of silence real quick in memoriam to the following people. We've lost a lot of people the last couple of weeks, couple of months. But thoughts and prayers. Much love to Frankie Beverly, Tito Jackson, James Earl Jones, Richard Simmons, Rich Homie Quan, Dikembe Mutombo, Maggie Smith, John Ashton, Chris Christopherson, John Amos, Pete Rose, the wrestler Sid Vicious, And much love and prayers to everyone who lost someone during Hurricane Helene this past weekend. All right, before we get this show started, JS, real quick, the revival. Tell them real quick about the revival that's happening on October 26th.
Yes, sir. October 26th, midnight to midnight, we will be broadcasting for 24 hours straight right here on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook, on our Twitch. And we're going to try to get along as long as we can on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We have an abundant of content from karaoke live. We're going to have live stand-up comedians. We're going to have a live in-house concert. We're going to have an MC cipher. And you're going to see every one of the VVC live shows, all podcasts live back to back to back for an amazing 24-hour show. Make sure, you wake up in the morning. Hey, watch the show. If you're drunk in the middle of the night, watch the show. Just watch the show and enjoy everything that we got going on. Jump in that chat room. We'll be doing a bunch of giveaways, and you'll be seeing a ton of creativity for 24 hours straight. Come join the revival and have a blast.
Have a blast indeed. Big shout outs. Guns is in the building. He said, Guns is in the ring. Tag me in. I got you, brother. He tagging you in. This is an interactive show. I'm telling you, get in the chat. Chat is where it's at because they're going to act the fool once we get up and running. Shout out to the folks of the IWC from Twitter. I appreciate y'all representing. All right, next segment. It is time for Previously On.
Previously on Ready to Die.
We're sending you back to the future. Okay, all right.
Do yourself a favor. After this show is over, tomorrow, sometime, go to vvclife.com. Check out last week's episode. It was really good. Look, I told myself after it was over, I was feeling myself. I said, that was an award-winning interview. Big shout-outs to Spencer Simrel, the white guy, Michael Simrel, 1L, the black guy, and just watch this clip. Learn a lot about him. All I do is ask good questions.
I'm trying to think of the posters on my wall as a kid. I'm gonna have to go with L. McPherson.
He bucks. What was that? Sports Illustrated?
Yes, from Australia.
My man said L.
Yeah,
McPherson.
yeah. I mean, like she looked as good as she looked when she started talking with that Australian accent. That just did it for me.
Yeah, that Australian accent gets you every time, right?
Oh yeah.
There it is. Number 6. There it is. All right. Check out the episode. It is really good. Trust me. If you're from South Carolina, know some folks from South Carolina, you got some black and white people in your family, you will kind of relate to what's going on with their story. TED Talks, probably a movie interview. They have award-winning Audible out about their story, finding out they're related. Hey, you've heard it here first on the Indie Show. All right, it's time to introduce tonight's guest. Tonight's guest, let me set it up. All right, look, I told you the man is cooler than a polar bear's toenails. All right. This man standing at 6'12", weighing in at 15% of a metric ton. He is the earth-shaking, pillar-quaking leader of the Meat Pop Express. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, put your hands together for the one and only Big Trouble, Ben Bishop. Yes, that was perfect.
There it is.
That was perfect. Hey,
that was great. You missed too. It's earthquake and pillar shaking. You mixed it up, but hey, it was good. It was good. You had a good cadence with it. It was. I'll give it a B+.
B+. Look, man, I'm shooting for A's, but I got
it. Start somewhere.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, not a problem. Look, I'm gonna start off with 2 things before we really get this show started.
All right.
One, I got to give you your props because I've been following you ever since I saw you on AEW, and you just been real cool people. And when I heard recently, probably a week, 2 weeks ago, you were on the wrestling radio show Busted Open. Fantastic. fantastic interview. It is one of the best interviews I've ever heard someone give. It was
oh man,
brother, it was, you were so charismatic. You controlled the scene. It was just like the time that they gave you, you made magic with it, man.
That's what it's about. You got to maximize those minutes. 100%.
What kind of feedback did you get from that? Just real quick.
I got some good feedback from the people that listened. They listen. They're like, man, it sounded great. Thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. But solid feedback. Yeah, hopefully we could be back again soon. There have been talks. So during one of the weekday. I know Friday's a little lighter day for them, but so hopefully I can get there like the Monday through Thursday spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We need more Ben Bishop in our life.
Sure do.
And one more thing before we get started. Big Trouble in Little China. Is that your movie? Because this is my movie. That's another thing that drew me to me. Because I was just thinking, you got to be a fan.
Yeah, no, that's when I came up with the name. That was the movie that I was watching, and I was thinking about. Well, I watched it like a week before, and then I was thinking about what I wanted to be and what I wanted my name to be, and that was I was talking over with a friend, and we both came up with Big Trouble Ben Bishop. Yeah, no, it's a great movie. It's such a fun movie. I just got the VHS. I just got it.
I saw it online.
Yeah, from like a vinyl shop, man. I was looking at all these VHSs, and I turned to a buddy of mine, and I just said, like, hey, I wonder if they got Big Trouble in Little China. And I was just about to leave, and then finally my eyes saw it. I was like, fate. And I was so excited.
One of your favorite scenes or favorite quotes from the movie?
Oh, I mean, favorite scene is just the montage, like the monologue in the beginning when he's driving the car. There's so many good quotes there about shaking the, quaking the earth, shaking the pillars of heaven, all that type of stuff. That whole scene.
For decades, I love saying the check is in the mail.
Check is in the mail. I'm feeling invincible. Yep. Check is in. If you paid
I'm
your
just a
dues,
poor old Chinese boy, Jack.
Oh man, no, there's nothing bad. And anybody that hasn't seen that, you got to watch Big Trouble in Little China. It's a classic, absolute classic.
Absolute classic. All right, Jay. Let's get it started. It is time for elevator pitch.
Who the hell do you think you are?
All right, Big Trouble. You have 30 seconds to pitch yourself not only to me, but to the audience at large. I love this because sometimes they can stick the landing or they crash and burn.
We'll see. Hopefully not too much of a rough landing here.
All right. My executive producer, JS1, is going to put the time on the screen, and then he's going to tell you when to go.
All right, looks like we are. Go. Ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, folks, earthquaking, pillars shaking, leader of the Meat Pop Express, the guy with the shades because the sun never sits on a cool guy, Big Trouble, Ben Bishop, and I'm here because I'm the guy that's bringing humor back to independent professional wrestling because I am the humor of the humorless. I am the voice of shindy wrestling, and many think that's a bad thing, but it ain't a bad thing because there's no such thing as a bad carny, and Big Trouble's a carny. You better believe that in 2, 1.
Yes!
What just said.
We're back, baby. My guy stuck the landing. That's what I'm talking about. We back October 1st. It's Tuesday, your favorite day of the week. The indie show is back on top, and my man Big Trouble Ben Bishop just stuck the landing in elevator pitch. All right, you thought that was fun?
1 for 1.
There we go.
Let me just say the production on this is awesome. You guys doing a great job. I love the theme song and all that, but I mean, sound like I'm politicking right now, kissing some ass. But no, honestly, it's really good.
No, look, man, sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself because we don't half-ass do nothing on here. You know what I'm saying? This is top tier. Good entertainment. This is great TV. But big shout out to my guy out there in Las Vegas. Logic created that intro for me, and it is one of my absolute favorites.
That is great stuff.
All right. If you like this, you're going to love this. It's time for New Phone Who This?
New phone, who this? New phone, who this?
All right. In New Phone Who This, all right, the only rule is to keep it 100. Can you do that for me?
Okay, I'll try to keep it as political as possible, but yeah.
All right. So
All right.
we're gonna ask you 10 questions. You just got to be honest with me and just give me your best answer. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Question number 1. Do you prefer to take the stairs or the elevator?
Depends on how far up we're going, but usually stairs. I'll say sub 15 floors stairs all the time.
Stairs. Oh, wow. Okay. Whew. All right. Get them steps in, my man. All right. Number 2. Would you rather binge a new TV series or watch it weekly?
I mean, growing up, we had to watch everything weeklies, but we're so spoiled now. I just want to watch the whole thing. It might as well just watch a giant 6, 7, 8 hour movie. I'd rather just watch it all.
Oh, man. See, I'm just the opposite. I mean, I appreciate the binge.
Yeah.
I blame the 24 marathons. That's the whole binging culture started from there. But I like watching the TV show grow weekly, and we have something to talk about, because when you binge it after about after a week, everybody's on to the next thing. And so if I didn't binge with the rest of the world, I don't have anybody to talk to.
That makes sense. That does make sense. We're just there's so much to watch nowadays.
It is so much.
We are spoiled.
Yes. All right, folks, this is an interactive show. When I put these questions on the screen, you can answer. All right, let's see what Ben has to say for question number 3. Do you sing in the shower? If so, what song?
Well, I mean, I've definitely sang in the shower, and I've sang plenty of songs in the shower. My favorite genre to sing in the shower, we'll go with that, is yacht rock.
Yacht rock. Whoa, that's our first one. Let's see. Why the yacht rock, sir?
Oh, it's the soft rock is some of the best to listen to, especially within the months of you go like May to just now, really. Yacht rock is just it makes you feel good, easy listening. My go-to karaoke song is actually Brandy by Looking Glass. So.
Wow, look, we learned so much about this man already. Did you guys know that yacht rock, the best time to listen to yacht rock is from May to October? Yep. Who knew?
Yep. Now you know. You know.
My guy says, easy like Sunday morning. That's what you're singing in the shower, Guns. Gotcha. All right, then. That's what's up. Question number 4. Pronounce the following words.
Often and Worcestershire.
Okay. Look, you the first person that dropped the T sound off often. Most of my people say often. This is why I put it on there, just to see who says often.
Often.
Yeah, that's me.
It might be my northeast in me. I'm not sure. I don't know. But Worcestershire is because I went to Worcester Academy. I always know how to say Worcester. So.
Oh, good. Because, I have no earthly idea.
A lot of people Worcester and Worcester.
Yeah,
Wisstah. That's how you pronounce it.
My God. I appreciate that because, you got it. Number 5. Let me see. How do you like your burgers and steaks prepared, Ben? Rare, medium, or well?
Medium rare. Well, I'll say this. Burgers, I'll say definitely medium rare. Definitely. Steaks, depending on where I'm at, I'd go medium. I'd probably go medium or medium rare.
What does that look like? This color pink?
No, it's not too bad. You got a good amount. Not a lot, but a good amount. You can see you can see it.
All right, my man that's out here eating raw meat. Got it. Check. Write that down. Number 6. Do you talk during movies and TV shows?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Wow. Do you get upset if you are with someone who talks?
I will. Yeah, if it's continued and it's kind of becoming a thing, I'll get pretty upset. If it's a one-off, I'll be all right. But if I can sense that it's starting to like, why are we even watching this? We got to press pause. Then I'll kind of get like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah. Okay. I got you. All right. And he is behind schedule, but Gunn says he likes his steaks medium. If I'm with my wife, we do this a lot because we like to laugh and discuss. A 30-minute show would definitely be 45 minutes with us because we are pausing and talking and laughing and so thank God for the pause button or I wouldn't see TV.
Pause button.
Yeah. All right. Number 7. Okay. Yes. Name something that you're afraid of, or something, or an irrational fear. Like for me, my irrational fear is the sound of nail guns. Anytime I hear a nail gun go off, I'm on alert. I was just like, oh man, I don't want to get stuck by a nail gun.
Yeah. So a real fear I'll start with first. I've always had is it's actually gotten better, but spiders. I've always been afraid of spiders.
Yeah.
But an irrational fear is missing my alarm, because once in college I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, punished with running extra in practice. I played college basketball, so we had an early morning shoot around. I slept through my alarm, and ever since, if I feel like I'm sleeping through an alarm, I always jolt up, and it's never really an issue. But I'd say that sleeping through my alarm is like a real irrational fear, when it hasn't been an issue since for about 15 years now. So,
okay, then that's what's up. We have a listener, a viewer watching. Gun says he's not saying a word next to you, man.
I'll let one or two words slide, Guns.
Yeah, I don't think Guns is even. Guns, are you 6 feet? I mean, I'm just saying. Man, I'm just saying. My guy's 6'12". All right. Next question, number 8. Which do you believe in? Aliens, Bigfoot, ghost, or the Loch Ness monster?
Okay, definitely aliens, not Bigfoot. Ghosts, depending on what you're saying, I do believe in like spirits in that sense. So if we could say that, and no in the Loch Ness monster. So 2 out of 4.
So you hit it exactly. You was like aliens, definitely. Why definitely aliens?
There's something else out there. I mean, we can call it aliens. I don't think they all look like a little green guy with big eyes, but I think there's definitely something else out there. I think we'd be silly to think that we're only the only living, breathing species, besides plants, but living, breathing, walking species in the whole universe. So I think there's definitely aliens.
I got you. And Guns is 6 feet exactly. So my guy has a whole foot.
That means 5'10". That means 5'10".
Well, the truth is out there. All right. Number 9. We're about to land this plane. What's a food that you'll never eat again?
Egg McMuffins. I vomited when I was 8 years old from an Egg McMuffin, and I'll never eat it again.
Wow. An Egg McMuffin. Jesus.
I don't know. It's like seared in my brain. And Dr. Pepper. Won't drink Dr. Pepper anymore.
What did Dr. Pepper do to you?
I got way too drunk after we won the conference championship game my freshman year, and I mixed Dr. Pepper with Goldschlager.
Oh,
wait, you gonna blame Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I just can't taste it. I can't taste it anymore. It's disgusting to me. It was very bad. I drank a whole 5th. It's a lot. It's a lot of booze.
It's a lot of booze, dog. And Dr. Pepper gonna take the L for that.
Yeah, because unfortunately that's what I was mixing it with. So yeah, no Dr. Pepper.
I'm glad it wasn't Sprite. All right, look, last question, number 10. We're bringing it home. When eating your meal, which is the best bite? The first or the last?
It's a really good question.
That's what we do. Ask
no, the best bite. Yeah, first bite. Last is sad. Especially if it's real good. It's one of those times you don't want it to end. You try real hard to savor it. That once happened with a burger in Baltimore I got from a food truck. I will always remember that. That burger was so good that I can never find it again. And I probably never will.
I feel you. I had the best burger I've ever had in Riverside, California. And I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of that place was. I can still taste it. I can see it, but I have no idea what the name. It hurts.
It's the worst when that happens. I know.
Yeah. Well, you survived. You did a great job. So we will continue the show. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you see him. It's Big Trouble Ben Bishop. He is in the building. Join our chats in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Throw some questions out there, and I'll see if I can fit them in during our interview portion of the show. All right? It's the Indie Show. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's the Black Nerds Podcast. Make sure you subscribe right now on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts every Monday for a brand new episode. Let's go. Hey everybody, in 2023, VVC Life is taking things to a whole new level. And how can you be a part of that? By joining our Patreon. Once you become a member, you'll get access to tons of new content every week. You also get access to our exclusive Discord and also some live events that are going to only be for our members. All of our shows like Indie Show, Aries Lounge, and Black Watch Theater all have exclusive content that you will be able to access anytime you want to. Also, you'll be supporting our growth. So why waste time? Join the Patreon right now. Patreon.com/VVC Life. We'll see you guys in the comments. Peace.
Standard Time on our YouTube page, vvclife.com.
Hey, we are back. Real quick, I want to show some love to one of my favorite people in the building. Misha is in the building. Thank you so much for tapping in. And she agrees with you. She said that last bite is heartbreaking. That first bite, though, yes, Lord.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Misha. Good call.
All right, he agrees with you, Misha. All right, cool. So now, all right, it's time for our music segment. And in our music segment, it's 3 songs we're going to hear, all right? And if there's an artist present, we get to do a mini interview with them. After we play their song, we critique the music. And it's going to be up to our live audience to vote for their favorite artist. We can vote too, all right? And so we have a lot of fun. This is one of our favorite segments that our viewers love. So, JS1, play my intro.
Court is now in session.
All right. Oh, you got some, what's that? He got that smooth jazz voice on for that ad. Stop it. Leave me alone. All right. So the first artist goes by the name of Ericka Nicole Malone. That's all I got. Let's see what she got.
All right. Just a second, please.
All right, so we got some questions in the chat already for Ben, so we'll ask those later in the show. And remember, I am looking for cash apps. If you want to win my mastermind money, real cash app money sent to you when we play mastermind games, you got to put your cash app in the chat, and we'll randomly choose somebody to hopefully win my money tonight. All right, here we go.
I feel the change surrounding. Sometimes
All right, that was Ericka Nicole Malone, and she started us off on "We'll Be the Judge of That." JS1, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think about that?
Besides the volume being down a little bit, I enjoyed the record, man. I'm an R&B head. Love R&B. This had a smooth vibe to it. It reminded me of like the early 2000s. So, I'm with it. It wasn't nothing over the top. She was definitely smooth. It was cool. Nice summertime vibe. So, yeah, I'm with it.
That's that Tapas bar vibe right there. She kept it in that pocket. It's just real smooth. It was just a nice vibe going on. Not too much going on. If it's one of those things that you'll nod your head and groove to when you hear it. It's great background music. That's how I think about it. It doesn't do anything more like I got to rush out and get the album because of this song, but I can appreciate it. I won't skip it. It's to me right now, I won't skip it. I'm definitely going to groove to it whenever it comes on in the background.
Tapas Lounge.
Yes. Let me see. Gunn says he got a Florida type vibe to it. Okay, then. Ben, what you think? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not one to really judge R&B whatsoever, but honestly, it sounded like very like Sade type of vibe.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought I mean the voice is incredible, so I mean that was something. Yeah, good sound. I think the top is bar vibe. you nailed it. That's I wasn't even thinking that, but as soon as you said it, I was like, yes, exactly what it is.
Yes,
Like a brunch, Saturday, a really chill brunch, a few drinks, not too much, but a little bit. Just get a nice little light buzz going. That playing in the background. It's a good vibe.
Really. Yeah, it's definitely a good vibe. There we go, Ericka. We got nice vibe. Misha, I was waiting on you. What did you think about that? All right. We're going to move on to our second artist. Our second artist is actually our current winner. This man is coming to us all the way from London, England. All right. I didn't expect him. He said he may or may not be on because he's had a long day. It is like 2-something in England right now. So the fact that he's rocking with us means a lot. I appreciate it. Yo, put your hands together for the one and only AirKlipz. What's good, brother?
I'm all good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy to see you again. You shocked the world last week. You came through and destroyed the competition with your joint. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you your questions. These are the round 2 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. For your interview, question number 1. Where was your first paid singing gig?
My first paid singing gig was it was at a festival in Scotland called the Galagoa Festival. It's quite near to Loch Ness, where the famous monster's from. Yeah, that was my first ever paid gig. I think I got paid about £150 for it.
£150. All right. Did Loch Ness show up doing your set?
No, he did. He didn't. Yeah.
All right. Who is your target audience?
My target audience is kind of just people going through like a struggle, people that might be a bit down on their luck, or people that grew up in the hood, people like that, basically, people without a silver spoon.
Oh, no silver spoons for you. I got you. All right. When is the appropriate time to seek management? In your opinion, when is the appropriate time as an independent artist? When is the appropriate time to seek management?
When you become too busy for yourself to be able to cope.
Good one. Good. I know you are a wrestler, Ben, but would you say the same thing about management?
Can you repeat that one more time?
The question was, when is the appropriate time to seek management?
All right. That's a real good question. I wish I knew the correct answer, honestly. I don't know. I don't know when that right moment is.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. I just want to get the music version and the wrestling version.
Wrestling's I think music, it's more important to have management. Wrestling, I mean, until you probably get signed, I would say, to a big company. I don't think on the indies, it's not something that you would need. Music's much different. I think independent music could have a management, but not wrestling.
All right. Next question, AirKlipz. Why music? You choose it, or did it choose you?
That's a very, very good question. I guess it chose me. Because I think I was always kind of made to do this, and I just needed to discover music rather than the other way around.
Okay, I got you. We're about to bring this thing home. How do you deal with unruly fans or crowds?
I tend to let the music speak. I tend to, if the fans like not paying attention, and they're like, trying to make it that I can't perform, then I tend to just turn the volume up and try and drown them out. Make sure the quality of the music's good enough, and then eventually they seem to come round. That's in my experience, the way I've dealt with it.
All right. Last but not least, what artist or band would you be honored to open up for on tour?
I'd say like Nas or a Styles P. Someone of that. Yeah, someone like that. I'd really.
All right, my guy, go ahead. Introduce this video for us.
Well, this is my track, Next Dimension, that was played last week, featuring my friend Silver Grey, produced by my friend Acme Cool Beats. It's a whole South London thing that we're all on this together. So yeah, hope you guys like it again.
Let's go.
Yo, I'm entrenched in the next dimension. It's time to work your way out of the realms of deception. Don't kid yourself in things which you can't see, bring intervention. Watch them get left in suspense then. Twisted verbal sorcerers implementing psychedelic penmanship. Intense like a masculine trip. Grow cactus, slicing off layers of skin. We begin at the end of it. Dry it up just like some industry succubus. Let higher powers encourage us. Ingesting bitter sacredness to escape as the belly of the beast tries follow us. Can't put your trust in a mistress who talks loud and talks lots. They'll leave you with a sore spot. My soon-to-be baby mum is one nice spicy, tasty sauce pot. Whilst they just brag about sad pieces which resemble warlocks. This instrumental is the cause of today's outpour, forecasting a torrential rainfall. Full stop.
Inverted comma start sentence. Not the game, but I played the apprentice. Came from selling in the rain with a vengeance. To a big stage, big names in attendance. Spitting 3D in the third dimension. You feel me? Get powered by the sun. Check my PV. No for moving on my ones with a CC. Fuck PC. Back to get the game again and get it accurate. Could give a fuck about strap you get. You get done, man. I slap you with your own strap. We immaculate. You want beef? We can vacuum, seal it and label it and package it. Online, then we hacking it. On street, then we jacking it. We take your shoes and your jacket, bitch. But I don't move like that no more. I'm just chatting shit. But I can and I will though. Always try to bring the baggins like Bilbo. Whether that meant grinding on weekends or walking on a fucking site with a steel toe. I stayed with the rest of the man them. But you don't make it if you ain't got a skill, bro. So I stayed in the studio and dropped bars to drop as hard as any grime trap or drill, bro. I stay in my lane, take care of my craft, just like a child that I'm fostering. These other rappers claim that they're nice till they see us. Then you find out that they're posturing. All I do is fake bare balls while the world turns round, play the role of a dreamer. But soon as the shit pops off, I'm back on road with two straps like I'm Nina.
Recharge of your trip like a drip to the arm. Shamanistic charm, they just can't get enough, nah. More potent than a Colt's ayahuasca. Feel a rush like you hijacked a helicopter. Can't wait for the world to be ready any longer. It's taking its time, it's cool. I'm only at the beginning stage of my prime. Off-grid outlaw, don't abide by the rules. Drop gems, they're blinded by these diamond jewels. I reignite the fuse, now it's time to choose. Jump off the fence, gotta be kind to be cruel. I mean cruel to be kind. Right now we leave all that bullshit behind. Keep it true by design. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, you know what it is. Silver Grey, AirKlipz, Acme Beats. Yeah, circulating around. Yeah, you know what it is.
Welcome back. It's the Indie Show, all things indie. I'm here with AirKlipz. My man, Big Trouble, being Bishop, is in the building. Gun starts it off. He says that's a hot track, could work in an action film soundtrack. I agree that's a grimy sound. You and your boy, y'all are spitting, and I appreciate it. It was last week for a reason. Can you go back to back? It all depends on the audience. My guy Ben, talk to me. What do you think about that one?
Again, it's something that was incredible. I'll say that. I think that just the flow and the rhymes were great. No, I loved it. I thought it was good.
JS.
Man, my guy came back. I love this record even more from the first time I heard it. And I love the video. I think I'm starting to understand the slang a little bit more because you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of intricacy, I'll say like that, and how y'all spit, and then and then y'all mix in some of your local stuff in it. But that's something that makes me love the record even more, is that it's so not what I'm used to, you know what I mean? And it's like I gotta pay attention to the wordplay. I gotta listen to how they flipping the rhymes and even putting the pieces together. So shout out to them, bro. I so love this record. Keep making the music. Oh, I had a question. Do you have any projects out before this, like albums and stuff?
Yes, I do. I've actually this year. I'm actually on a mission this year to release a project every month. So I've got about close to about 10 projects out this year. So there's a lot of work out on my Spotify and that stuff.
Well, I'm gonna start digesting a lot of EPs this year. So appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Get some rest, brother. Go ahead. Thank you. Hey, we'll let you know if you won again. All right.
Thank you, my bro. Enjoy.
Yes. That's AirKlipz live from London. My man set his alarm just to come on the show so he can get his second round interviews. You got to love it. You see him. It's Ben Bishop in the building. It's me, Mastermind, JS1 from the board. Interview is coming. Our one-on-one interview is coming up next with my man Ben Bishop. Thank you for holding tight with us, people. We got one more video to go, and this one goes by the name of Elhae. He's with somebody else. Let's go ahead and play this song. Elhae, Xavier, Omar, truth be told. Truth be told, can they take it on one spot?
Love for you, baby. You've been on my mind lately. Noontime, every night, daily. It's crazy. Cause I got love for you, baby. Got you caught up, it don't faze me. So how serious you gon' take me, baby?
Okay, who messed up and fumbled off you? I can never know, nah. I just wanna spend some time. Tell me what's really on your mind. Healthy, sipping on some wine. Shall we repeat another time? I like that, I like you. Can I get to know you more?
Cause I got love for you, baby. You've been on my mind lately. Noontime, every night, daily. It's crazy. Cause I got love for you, baby. Got you caught up, it don't faze me. So how serious you gon' take me, baby? Yeah. Okay, we've been friends way too long. On my way, check your phone. Hopping, we out tonight. Something about you open my eyes. It's on me, I got it. You gon' recognize that I'm not just somebody. I wanna get to know you more. Cause I got love for you, baby. You've been on my mind lately. Noontime, every night, daily. It's crazy. Cause I got love for you, baby. Got you caught up, it don't faze me. So how serious you gon' take me, baby?
A girl like you's hard to find. I've been searching forever. The perfect use of my time is getting to know you better. So I'll pick you up at 8. Girl, it's your last first date. Cause I want all my time with you. Only you, really you.
Cause I got love for you, baby. You've take me, baby. Yeah.
Oh, so like Gunn said, that's another Tappas hit. And Misha said, all I have to say about this track is, what does GTD stand for, Tommy? Oh my gosh, you are stupid. Got the drums, dog. Yeah. So that song caught my attention. I was just like, yo, we have ourselves a competition today. That really turned my head. It made me pay attention to our guests, Elhae and Victor Omar. JS, what you think?
Yeah, they making a tough competition tonight. I would definitely say, man, I really love this record. This is definitely something I would put in my personal playlist. This is definitely one of them late night playlist joints that I would definitely love to have on there. I wonder when they're going to release this. That's just a good question of mine. But shout out to them, man. Beautiful song. I'm really into it tonight. It's like 3 hitters back to back.
All right, Ben. I know this isn't yacht rock.
It's not yacht. No, for sure isn't. It's very good. You know, I could see you listening to this on a yacht though too. Just smooth sound. But you know what? As much as I appreciate the R&B, can I give my vote?
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna go with.
You can say it live, but you can also make sure you go. We're gonna put the link out there so you can vote. Save that because I'm going to get your opinion when we present the vote. All right. So right before we put the vote out there, I want your opinion. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
There we go. Got the draws, dog. Yes, that's to get some draws music out there. Hey, it's that's it. I need you guys to vote. This is how you do it right there. That's the link right there. If you are watching us on YouTube, just scroll over where you see community. When you go to the community section, pick your person. At the end of this, right before we end the sign out, we're gonna let you know who won. So vote right now. We're on the honor system. You got to be watching live right now to vote for your favorite artist. All right. So there it is. So we're moving on, and everyone has been waiting. It is that time. It is time for our one-on-one interview with Big Trouble, Ben Bishop.
I can't believe that it's finally me and you and you and me, just us.
Ben, I appreciate you being on the show. Thank you so much for tapping in with us on the Indie Show.
Got it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. I hope you are enjoying yourself because I know we shocked you with our production.
No, it's amazing. It really is.
Oh, good looking out. Good looking out. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna start off with a question that was in the chat room. So big shout outs to Guns for asking this question. And with you being 6'12", brother, why the switch from basketball to wrestling?
Well, I went to school for basketball, went to University of Vermont.
Okay.
I played all 4 years, and then
what was your position?
Center.
Okay.
And it just ended. I mean, after 4 years, I got my degree. I didn't really want to play anymore. I wasn't going to the NBA, so I didn't really care to go to like Europe or anything. So I was kind of just like, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Wouldn't trade it for anything, barring some injuries, which that didn't happen. But other than that, it was great. And then, I just kind of went a while. I went like 7 years without really doing like playing a sport or anything. I mean, I played a little bit of Australian football here in the States, kind of like a glorified men's league. But then I, didn't really know what else to do. And I just stumbled across wrestling one day, went to a show. A couple guys saw me, introduced me to some other guys, started training the next day. So it wasn't really like I'm going to get out of basketball and go to wrestling. It's just basketball ended, a few years passed, got into wrestling.
Growing up, were you big into wrestling, or is this something that happened later on in life?
No, I was real big into wrestling. Yeah. No, I loved wrestling ever since I was a kid. I always wanted to be a wrestler. And, like I said, it fell into my lap one day. I loved it. I grew up by watching WCW, guys like, rest in peace, but Psycho Sid, Kevin Nash, Undertaker, Kane. There's some of my favorites of all time. So yeah, no, I love wrestling.
So you liked all those big guys.
Of course. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So how tall were you when you were playing basketball?
Well, I mean, I was same height. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when I finally finished, same height. Yes.
Man, so is there any? I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the wrestling talk. Any wrestler, any big guy that you would love to rock with in the ring?
Oh yeah, I'd have to say Gunther from WWE.
Oh,
he's one of my favorites to watch right now. So yeah, he would definitely be my top pick.
Now he's hard hitting. He is a hard hitting dude. Are you prepared to get in the ring with somebody that's really gonna be throwing them chops?
I think so. I like when it's a little bit more snug. I like that. So it gives it more believability, and it's more. Honestly, I think it's more fun of a match.
Okay. No, I got you. So what has? Okay, first, I figure it's going to be some folks that's watching this show right now that is not into wrestling or haven't seen wrestling in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what are some? It's a lot of terms especially people on in the IWC or the internet wrestling community that they like to use. What are some terms that the listeners who are not interested, they need to know just to get by?
Just to get by nowadays, I hate to pull back the curtain too much, but all right, if somebody says gimmick, that's like a personality. Okay. So if anybody remembers Undertaker's gimmick was that he was a zombie, like in the early days, if you watch wrestling. If we can go down, you can go down the line. Ric Flair's gimmick that he was like a millionaire playboy.
Yeah,
that was his gimmick. So gimmick with personality that you can think of.
What about Mark?
What about Mark? Mark is a fan, and a lot of people think Mark is a derogatory term. It's not. We're all Marks. All wrestlers are Marks, or we wouldn't be voluntarily falling down. We're doing it for a reason because we are a mark for wrestling. So any wrestler says they're not. Now there's a difference between Mark and Smart Mark, which a lot of people don't like Smart Marks. Smart Marks usually the ones who kind of are smart asses, pretend they know a little bit too much about wrestling. So, but they're not actually in the business. So Mark is a good thing. Being a Mark is okay. Being a Smart Mark, that's where it's like, it might be annoying.
Yeah, I gotcha. Give them one more.
One more saying. So, bump. That's when we fall. When somebody says bump, took a good bump, that's when we hit the mat.
There it is. He hitting the mat, taking those bumps. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Trouble Ben Bishop schooling you guys on some wrestling terminology. We're going to keep this interview going. Keep these questions coming, all right? Because I got my questions already locked and loaded. But what we're going to do right now, I'm going to test your brain some more. I'm going to give somebody some money, man. It is time for Mastermind Games.
Let the games begin.
All right. Have you ever seen this game show, Family Feud?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites.
Perfect. It's one of my favorites too, sir. Got 10 questions. We're going to play a game called Survey Says. In Survey Says, you have to give the number one answer, just like in Family Feud, all right?
Okay.
When you give your answer, you have to lock it in by saying final answer.
Okay.
All right? Every question you get right puts $1 of my money into the bank. All right? So you have the chance to win $10 of my money. All right. Now, this is where the audience comes in, because if you win, they get to keep that money. All right.
Okay.
All right. But if you get a strike, if you get 3 strikes, the game is over. I keep my money. I need you to lose because I don't want to take money out of my pocket. All right. So you good people, but I need you to lose. All right. So no hard feelings. So here is just a test, my friend. All right. Example. Name the first thing you should do if a policeman pulls you over. This is just practice.
Roll down the window.
Ooh, how do you lock it in?
Oh, final answer.
There we go. And the answer is take out license insurance.
Okay.
That's the number one. All right. So no more playing around. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's a college graduate, so he's going to win.
Oh boy, Jamal, come on.
All right. Question number one. Here we go. Name a bird that would make a disgusting meal. Name a bird that will make a disgusting meal.
Eagle, final answer.
All right, eagle, final answer. The answer is crow.
Good job, Jamal.
Strike one already, and I'm loving it. And just to let you know, you get a little bit of time to think about it, and you can get help from.
Oh, okay. All right, good to know. Good to know. All right, here we go.
Cool. All right, let me say. After the fact, he says crow. I'm smart too. All right, we'll see, Misha. Help this man. All right, here we go. Question number 2. What's something a kid does that he might blame on the family dog? Here we go. Name something a kid does that he might blame on the family dog.
Okay, let me think. I know I'm eating crow. That's a good one. Blame on the family dog. Anybody got anything? Eating food. Final answer.
Eating food. All right. Survey
I think it would be
says
shit on the floor.
break or knock something over. We are doing I want you to bank some type of money.
All right, let's see number 3. Oh boy.
We got 2 strikes. We have 8 questions. He could go on an incredible run and get 8 in a row, or I can keep my money safe in my pocket. Here we go. Number 3. Oh, well, let me keep my money. Name a food that would be messy to eat while driving.
All right, folks. We think maybe something like pasta. All right, Jamal was right about chili. Wait. I'm gonna go with Misha wings. Final answer.
All right. Oh, he locked it in with Misha wings. All right. One of these people had the correct answer. It was either Jamal, Misha, or Ben Bishop. Who had the correct answer? Does he get to continue and go on and continue to bank money, or is it over and we have 3 strikes or out for the season? Survey says pasta. Spaghetti.
Dang, I was right.
You did say that. You said that in the beginning.
I said pasta. I know. Oh, shit.
Man, thank you so much for
That was
playing.
tough.
That was tough. Yes. I was on Family Feud before.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yes. Did 3 episodes on the show. And when the big lights are on you, man, it is something different.
I bet it is.
But it's the same for you, I'm sure. When the big lights is on, how do you? Okay, let's talk about it. When the lights are on you, this is our interview with my guy Ben Bishop. How is it different when you step foot onto AEW, representing the time that you did?
Honestly, people can say, like, I'm nervous and all that. Yeah, I mean, you're nervous before you go out for any match, but once like the bell rings, it's kind of all the same. If it's AEW or something else, I feel like I almost raise my game a bit more when I'm there. Focus on the little things a little bit more, like making sure you see the hard cam, maximizing the most minutes. Sometimes I get more focused and locked in when I'm at that, and when I'm on that type of stage. Granted, I've only done it 3 times now at AEW, but I've honestly always felt like the most comfortable, because then you're always in there with good people too. So
yeah, exactly. So okay, for those not familiar, what is the difference being with AEW and then working on an indie?
Oh, I mean, the big difference is that timing matters. So like you can say it on indie, you can be like, hey, you guys got 8 to 10 minutes. But if they say at AEW, it's like, hey, you got 3 minutes, you legit have on the dot 3 minutes. There's no like you cannot go over. There's a big discipline, there's a lot of discipline, and you get a lot of trouble for that. So it's all about stick to your times a lot more when you're on like a TV show because it's timed.
So one of the best, is it safe to say being on TV, you get to raise your fee working with the independent?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself though. Like even if you do just one thing on TV, you can't just say like, all right, I'm worth $100 and $200 more. You can be honest with them though, and say like, this is my set price. I'm starting to get more notoriety. Social media is growing, that type of stuff. Yeah. It's there's nothing wrong, and your fee is your fee. If you want to say your fee is $500, then say your fee is $500. And they don't, and if that's the only way you're going to do it, that's the only way you're going to do it. But if you want to get booked more, you gotta be realistic with what you're looking for.
No, that's what's up. So should an indie wrestler know what's going on at the major promotions just in case they get the call to come work?
Yeah, you should definitely stay locked into it, I believe. Because they're always some of the things they ask you is, you're familiar with the product or like what's going on. Also, you want to stay locked in because if you want to get to that said promotion, you want to know the style that they work, right? You want to make sure that you know exactly what they're looking for. So it's important to watch wherever you want to go and kind of tailor your game to that, whether it be New Japan, AEW, WWE, and figure out a ways kind of what are they looking, what are the decision makers looking for there. So that's the biggest reason you want to stay locked in.
No, I got you. All right, let me just reach out to the chat real quick because they are acting the fool in the chat. Jamal, who is trying to help you out, he said, would you ever consider changing your name to Archbishop Ben Big Trouble or Pop Ben Big Bruh? What?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We are right there. No, yeah, that's Jamal. No, neither.
Neither. I agree. How do you choose your costume?
I thought my first few gear was really, I've had a few inspirations for gear. So two of my favorites were done by Kaylee Fabe. She's in England. She's a gear maker. She's great. My first was, I have 2 sets of gear now inspired by Big Trouble in Little China on the poster and the logo of the movie. And then I had another pair made by her that was focused on the Kavinsky album. It looked like that was my inspiration for it, the Kavinsky Night Call album, and that kind of color scheme with the black and the red and the white. So I just depend. I'll get like inspiration for gear, and I'll just kind of use that. And my other gear I've made is based on the old school Universal Studios logo.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. So kind of like retro looking. Yeah. So I get some inspiration and I make it.
Do you make your own t-shirts, like when you're doing autograph signings and meet and greets?
Mm-hmm.
What type of merch do you sell?
Yeah, I sell a lot of mostly t-shirts. I got to get better with merch. That's one thing that I know I got to improve on in the rest of the year and the upcoming year. And just having a full-time job and doing that too, it's tough. But that's something I knew like Matt Cardona does a great job of. One of the best indie wrestlers and the best at business when it comes to independent wrestling. So I usually sell t-shirts, 8x10s. That's kind of usually my merch table. Tank tops.
Yeah. So how do you balance your life and work? So you say you got a 9 to 5 and you're wrestling and whatever. So how does that work? Does your job understand what it is that you do, and are they flexible?
Yeah, they're very cool about it. Yeah. So I got a great job. I work remotely. They're awesome with weekends. If I have to take a day off on a Friday, they're really cool about it. They understand. It's a great place. And it's just, I've always really thrived when I was busier. So I always, like, whenever I was busy for the like when I was basketball season in college, I was always more focused because I kind of had less time. So it's like, you got to get this done now. You have an hour to get this done. Now I'm doing full-time job. I'm making content every day, and I got a and then I wrestle. So then I got to do that. So it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
That is a lot. Misha wants to know, what songs do you listen to before a big match?
That's a great question, Misha. I honestly don't. And even before basketball, I didn't listen to music before games. Yeah, it was never really something I wanted to do. I try to keep it as, calm as possible. And some people say, well, listen to calm music, but I like to talk, when it comes to wrestling, I like to kind of, shoot the shit with the guys, stay calm like that. I don't want to kind of sit in the corner listening to music. That'll make me feel like more tense. I kind of want to just feel the room, feel the energy, instead of kind of isolating myself listening to music. It doesn't really work for me.
I got you. And she also wants to know, do you have a hidden talent?
A hidden talent? No, I mean, most of my talents are out in the open, so I don't have many. I don't have many to hide. I need all my talents to be shown. So what you see is what you get. I think I'm very good at useless trivia. I guess that's a weird power to have or talent to have, but very good at that. But yeah, everything's really out in the open. Everything, follow me on social media. You can see a lot of the videos that I make. I believe I have pretty good, I'll give myself a pat on the back, a pretty good comedic timing, I'd say. You have a creative mind. So I think, you kind of see all my talents. Nothing's hidden. I'm really out in the open.
How did you, so being that you make a lot of memes and videos on the Twitter, how did that come about? Why did you want to show that side of your personality?
I think it's just because that I just, like, one day I was just kind of fed up with wrestling, and I'm like, why isn't this working for me? I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but something wasn't clicking, and I just decided, with some inspiration from a few people who gave me the ideas to start making more content and utilizing social media, because I was doing an okay job, but not really that good. And so I'm like, I always joke around about stuff when it comes to wrestling with my buddies, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I make videos on this? It's so silly. We always joke around and laugh at this type of stuff, like crappy promoters or old school wrestling traditions that are corny. So we always laugh at it. So why don't we joke? Why don't I make videos? So I started doing it, and it eventually caught on. And it was pretty, people seem to like it.
So you have this running theme about shindy promoters.
Yeah.
All right. So what is a terrible experience, without having to name names, that you've had with working with one of these promoters?
Oh, I mean, a few come to mind, and the biggest one is just when you get to the show and there's a battle royal at the end of the show. It's happened on a few shows, and some promoters I do really like, but I always laugh at it when it's you have a 18 match show and the last match is a battle royal that you're in, and you got to sit in a cramped locker room with all these other wrestlers, with some guys who didn't wash their gear, and it's a battle royal, so there's more people in there that should be, and you got to wait all the way to the end of the show, so 4, 5, 6 hours before you get to, and you're just wasting away. Usually in a room without air conditioning or heating, so it's the worst. And usually no furniture to sit on. You're sitting against the wall or on the floor. That's always the worst. 100%.
Yes. Look at you. This is came through Buford, Georgia, putting on the show. Look at the big kick, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2. Out there. Look, I was excited about that. So someone asked, have you wrestled against any of your idols?
Any of my idols? I mean, I wouldn't say anybody that was per se my idol, but guys that I definitely respect highly. I respect everybody I wrestle against, but guys that I watched on TV was pretty cool. Like Matt Riddle was one of them. So I wrestled Matt Riddle back in March. Really good brother. I really enjoyed working with him. Some other guys that I've worked with on the indies, James Ellsworth, who's also my trainer, which was really cool to wrestle him. I wrestled guy I just had a tag match with Jeff Jarrett. I was his tag
about
partner.
to bring that up. How did that go? Cool. That's big time.
It went really well, man. It was cool. I'm happy that I went ahead and I got the gear made. his old school WWF gear, and it's just it's those opportunities you go all out for, and you always have something to remember. And that's something I'll always have. I loved watching Double J growing up. One of my favorite heels in wrestling. One of my the first guy I really hated in wrestling because he did his job. So yeah, that was a really surreal experience, a really cool experience.
You took the words out of my mouth because I was about to say that had to be a surreal experience to work with him. How did that come about? Was that you politicking or
we played that up. But yeah, no, dude, it was honestly I was at the time I was at AEW back in July. I was just backstage and he saw one of the other guys showed him one of my videos. And he thought it was hysterical, and he just found me backstage, started talking to me, and then we've been in contact ever since. So he really likes kind of what I do, and it was fun to work with him for sure.
Mm-hmm. So acting. Have you ever thought about doing some acting, sir?
Yeah, for sure. I actually was just in my first movie. I had a speaking line and everything. It's coming out hopefully at some point next year. It's called Gentle Giants. So be on the lookout for it. It's an independent movie. It was filmed right here in Georgia.
Okay.
It's a rom-com. So I was actually the bad guy in the rom-com. And it was a really cool experience, really different. Long days. It's definitely like indie wrestling. Mm-hmm. We were in, it was just kind of the bare minimum that what we had, but it was fun. It was working with a lot of creative people. Yeah. You'll get to see, I do play myself. I play Big Trouble Ben Bishop as a heel. In the movie, and there's a wrestling scene, and it was really cool. Being part of an independent, movie production, it was really cool to see how everybody was able to really work together to put something like that together. It was a lot more organized than indie wrestling, I'll say that. But it was a lot similar too. A lot of time just sitting and waiting around. When's the next? We got to wait for our next spot. Got to wait for our next scene. That type of stuff. It's really it was very similar, very cool. I supported them throughout making it. Then when I found out they actually were interested in bringing me in to be on it, that was amazing. So yeah, I was really I cannot wait to see the movie. I know they got a lot of cool scenes, and it should be interesting for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. So look, my background is film and television, so I love TV. Independent films are definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I would always tell people, do not, if you have a problem with patience, this is not the industry for you whatsoever.
No,
you can't sit around and wait. Oh, now do something else.
You got to hurry up and wait. That's the name of the game. Hurry up
all the time. So has the bug bit you? Because I saw you get excited about it. Has the bug bit you as far as doing more acting?
Yeah, I think so. That's something I really want to get into. I think I'm gonna look more into it as time goes on. I think that'd be something I'd want to transition into eventually.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of 6'12" actors out
sure
there.
isn't.
So you will not have a stand-in. So you have to do all your stunts and whatever.
Oh, that's totally fine. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. So you come wrestling. I mean, it's basically stunt work to begin with. So
yeah. Look, man, this is Big Trouble Ben Bishop on the Indie Show, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time, JS. If we have it available, I want to ask him a couple of Indie University questions.
All righty then.
All right, in Indie University, I'm going to ask you some questions to help these people out who may want to do the type of stuff that you're doing. All right. Question number 1. What's the greatest joy you've gained from indie wrestling?
The greatest joy. I mean, just appeasing that the young kid in me, the 10, 11-year-old that started watching wrestling and, was just like always wanted to do it one day. And so some days I got to sit back and so I'll say like gratitude, I'll say that is like the greatest joy for myself. Cause I always want to sit back and say like, I'm very grateful for what I've got to do. And like being a child that loved wrestling, I always say to myself, hey, like Ben, like 9, 10-year-old Ben would think that 34-year-old Ben is the coolest guy in the world, right? Like doing this wrestling stuff, meeting some idols, that type of thing. So I would say that's the joy I get from it.
All right, next question. What's the one misconception about wrestling or indie wrestling that people need to know the truth about?
I would say that you guys, we're not living a rock star lifestyle. So understand that this is not something that I would never tell anyone to get into wrestling because you're looking for a quick buck. It's not gonna happen. There's a lot of investment in yourself and your character and your career. So yeah, that's the misconception. It's not like we're going out, we're making, just because you see guys wrestle on TV, the indie wrestlers aren't making that type of money. So we're not going out and making $5,000 a night. You know, we'll be lucky if we make $50 to $100 a night, right? So that's the misconception. It's definitely something that people do because they love it, not because the people that stick with it, at least, because they truly love it, and not because they're just doing it to get rich.
Gotcha. Last question. Bringing it on home. Does the fear of going on this independent wrestling journey ever go away?
That's a really interesting question. I would say a fear. Does the fear ever go away? It's not really a fear. It's mostly, I would say, an anxiousness that you have, because what never will go away is that you just always want to achieve more, and you're anxious to achieve more instead of sitting back and really enjoying the journey. A wise man told me once, a watched pot never boils. So if all you're doing is just watching it, looking only at the end goal, and not enjoying those little wins along the way, you can miss out. You can miss out on a lot. So that's really that's kind of it. You just got to make sure that you enjoy those wins. You don't get yourself so worked up in the fear of getting that contract or the anxiousness of getting that contract.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Time is up, people. It's time to check the rankings. Let's see who won. We'll be the judge of that. Before we put it on the screen, Ben, who was your vote for? Break it down.
No, I had to go with the one that was different than the other two. I had to go with AirKlipz. I want to see him win again. And he joined the show.
There we go. So, JS1 is on you. What we do? What happened? AirKlipz, 75%. AirKlipz will be back next week. If he wins next week, he gets to sit in the hot seat just like Ben Bishop. That's right, artists. If you win 3 weeks in a row on We'll Be the Judge of That, you get a whole episode built around you, with you being the guest star. All right. It's that time for the last word. In the last word, we just go around the horn, kicking our shout outs. JS1, I'm going to start with you.
Yo, shout out to our guest, man. He was so cool. You know what I mean? He was definitely into it, everything, and gave us some great interview answers. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you for being here. Shout out to all of the artists that submitted music. Man, it was so tough to choose, you know what I'm saying, the winner for tonight. And y'all know I don't care. I'll tell somebody they suck to their face. But like tonight, man, everybody did their job. They brought their best. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Like y'all were wilding out tonight. It was a pretty interesting night in the chat. So shout out to everybody.
Big brother Ben Bishop, it's on you. What's your last word?
I'm gonna shout out to everybody in the chat that joined along. I appreciate it. I'm always humbled. Anybody that wants to listen to me. Sounds like you got a nice little community here that you're building. So that's great. So shout out to the chat. Thanks for spending your time here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is. What's up? And I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. JS1, thank you for making me look and sound good. And most of all, Ben, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for rocking with us. You're one of the coolest dudes out there. I wish you continued success. Every time you come through, I'm going to do my best to go and see you wrestle when you're in Beaufort, because believe me, you are the reason, like I said earlier, you're the reason I went to my first independent wrestling match. And I enjoyed myself. I understand why people love it. Wrestling is different. Watching it, being in there live. I've been to AEW when it's come here, and I've done indie. I recommend both, especially if Ben is in the building. I appreciate you, Ben.
Thank you. Thank you, man, so much. I appreciate the support. You've been great. And yeah, all the best to you. And I'm sure I'll see you at another show in Beaufort soon.
My God, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your man Mastermind doing it like we always do, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on VBCLive.com. I will see y'all next week. Peace.
Hey, before we jump out, I got a quick question. Hey, Bishop, do you have a website where people can get merch from?
No, right now, if you just DM me, I'm going to start ordering more merch. I'm going to have a store soon. So, folks, just follow me at Big Trouble BB. If you want something, I still got some shirts left, some Shindy God shirts and some stuff. So, if you're interested, just hit me up, DM me. I'll send it to you. I'm going to get a store up soon, though, probably in the next few weeks with some new designs and some new stuff. So,
breaking news.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Just wanted to ask.
Good question. Sorry. Good question.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful night.
It's the Indie Show, home for all things indie with Mastermind and JS1 city to city. Coast to coast, they doing it Tuesday night, 8 p.m. DVCLife.com, so tune in. Showcasing the hardest indie artists around. Spotlighting and hyping entrepreneurial style with a twist. Elevator, bitch. New phone, who this is Logic with the hit. Hashtag Mastermind Games next on the list. If you're feeling this chef kiss, no doubt throw a fist. Like, share, subscribe to this. We don't miss this food for thought right here. Come get a dish. It's the Indie Show. What y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show. It's the Indie Show. What y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show. It's the Indie Show. What y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show. It's the Indie Show. What y'all don't know, thought I told you before. It's the Indie Show. Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.